Hello, wealth creators. Okay, so today we are talking about more tips from conversation with Ray Dalio, who is one of the 100 wealthiest men in the entire world and also has one of the most successful hedge funds in the world. He is an absolute expert on investing, business, and many other things. And so today the lesson we are talking about from conversation with Ray is about what is the most important rule to think about with investing. Keep it really simple. I have a hint for you. If you guys know what Warren Buffett's first rule is and his second rule is, it's very similar. So what is this? So what Ray says is that anytime you are investing, you need to absolutely make sure you don't lose money. Let me rephrase that. Don't lose money. What is Warren Buffett's rule number one for investing? Rule number one, don't lose money. What is Warren Buffett's rule number two? See rule number one. See, what most people do when they look at an opportunity is they say, how much can I make? Somebody will say, oh, I want to buy a house, I want to make an investment property, and then they'll say, well, how much can I make? Or I want to buy this stock, I want to buy Apple, I want to buy Facebook, I want to buy this startup. How much can I make? What wealthy people do is they don't just say, how much can I make? They say, how do I not lose money? So they really focus on cutting the downside. Whereas most people just look at what is the upside. And why is that? Because when you go up and down in your returns, you do way, way worse than if you were just more consistent. So they understand the importance of consistency, or to use more technical terms, decreased volatility. Yeah? So the wealthy people get that. And that is one of the differences between them and the non-wealthy. So if you're saying to yourself, I don't understand what Yvette's talking about, or I don't buy this bullshit, or, I really think the best thing to do whenever I see an opportunity is to just focus on how much am I going to make. You can go ahead and do that. What I will tell you though is the people who are really wealthy, the Ray Dalio who is in the top 100, the Warren Buffett who's been the wealthiest person in the entire world, they also focus. So these investors that are super wealthy, focus on how do I not lose money. And there are different ways to do that depending on which investor you're talking about. Yeah? So what Ray does, one of the things he does is he's always asking questions. He always knows that there are things he doesn't know. So he will say, I want to go into an investment. He'll look for someone to give him feedback that is the opposite of his thoughts, or feedback that does not align with his thinking, right? He also uses uncorrelated assets, which we'll talk about more in detail. So what I'm saying to you is, when you go into any investment, you really need to understand how you cap your downside. And there's many ways to do that. One is getting feedback from someone who doesn't agree with you, because that's where real growth is. That's where you really get to know that the idea is solid. Another one is, having uncorrelated assets. Another option is asymmetrical risk return. So those are three that Ray talks about a lot. Another one that lots of other investors talk about is, can you explain your investment to a 2-year-old? Or a second grader actually would be better. So if you can explain your investment rationale to a second grader, you probably get it. If you got to talk in fancy terms, you probably don't. So, lesson here. Don't lose money is one of the best investing rules you will ever come across. And it is amazing that that is one of the things that wealthy people absolutely focus on. And we will dive even more into how you can do that. Yeah? And if you want super detailed hands-on help with that, go to YvetteOwo.com/apply. YvetteOwo.com/apply. Thank ya.